As we left the station, I grabbed my scarf and wrapped it around my head, hoping to shelter myself from the rain and strong winds that surrounded us along the path to the lighthouse. We continued to walk towards it, taking a few breaks in between. We glanced at each other and the view that surrounded us as we climbed up the hill. It was not the most desirable of conditions, but this did not matter. We were lucky enough to arrive at our destination just as the rain began to worsen. As we entered, we encountered a cafe inside. We stopped for a meal and left the establishment to head towards the path that led us back down the hill. As we approached the exit, we decided to make a final stop at the gift shop. There, we found a few knickknacks, the sort of objects worth looking at but not purchasing. As we walked towards the entrance, I saw a wooden box that contained three kites inside it, and looked at my partner, signaling it to her. She suggested that I ask the lady at the till if we could use one, to which she happily agreed. I grabbed the closest one to me, and we headed towards the field in front of the lighthouse. This was the first time I had flown a kite with someone other than my parents since I was a child. We stood in the middle of a wide open field at opposite ends. One held the kite whilst the other held a handful of string. I waited a few moments, hoping to feel the breeze pass by me. Once I knew this was the right moment, I shouted, now whilst releasing the kite from my grasp. The kite lifted itself up in the air as slowly as my partner fed it more rope. This small victory didn't last long, as the kite crashed down onto the floor. I ran across the field where the toy had laid, picking it up, then motioning to my partner to try it once more. This time it did not raise much higher than the last. I looked up at it, coordinating its movements with mine as I waited for it to be brought down by the wind. No matter how many times we tried, we could not break from this cycle. This task started to become tedious the more we realized that it wouldn't work. I feared that this memory would end prematurely. As a final effort, I removed my scarf from my neck, leaned over the kite, and tied it to the tail, hoping this would keep it more stable once on the air. This was done as a gag, since the scarf was heavy and the kite far too old. To our surprise, this had paid off. The kite kept itself upright, with the wind strong enough to support it and its new component. This time the kite had taken a new form, and I could hardly recognize it from the original.